Many thanks for making a date with me today on the marketplace. We're going to be heavy on the petroleum sector this afternoon. Let's start with the Joy Business Town Hall meeting. The Institute of Fiscal Studies, IFS, has backed calls for new legislations to regulate how the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation spends allocated oil revenue. Head of programs at the Institute, Nicholas Dehere, who addressed the Joy Business Town Hall meeting, assessed 10 years of commercial production of oil and gas in Ghana.
However, there's a more fundamental issue, which is that the law itself, although the law is what says we should set up an investment advisory committee, the law itself undercuts and undermines the role of the investment advisory committee by prohibiting the investment into certain areas. So the law prescribes a very narrow range of qualifying instruments. So essentially, even if the IAC, the Investment Advisory Committee, was active, what it would mean is that their hands would be tied. That's an issue that needs to be looked at. I'll turn my attention to GNPC and then go to some concluding thoughts. The founding statute of GNPC is an old law. PNDC Law 64. GNPC was enacted in it was established in 1983. And this law mandates the corporation to, quote, undertake the exploration, development, production, and disposal of petroleum. The law permits GNPC, unquote, the law permits GNPC to, again, quote, perform any other functions necessary or expedient for the purpose of attaining objects and carrying out its activities. That sounds like a blank check to me. I don't know about you, but in the past, GNPC has engaged in wide-ranging activities. And here I point to 3 types of activities. 1, non-petroleum related investments. So GNPC holds equity stakes in loss-making investments. I repeat, loss-making investments like Prestia Sankofa Gold Limited. This is a mine that was shut down in the last quarter of 2016 and continues to weigh heavily, its liabilities continue to weigh heavily on the finances of GNPC. For example, in 2018, GNPC set aside nearly $25 million to pay off the mine's liabilities.
Meanwhile, some other participants have been calling for the amendment of the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, PRMA. The Executive Director of Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, and a member of the Mining and Energy Committee in Parliament, Adam Mutawakilu, were all in favor of such a move when they shared their thoughts on the issue.
We realize that the operatorship in terms of TALU, GNPC is not an operator. The only place where GNPC was supposed to be an operator is the AGM block, where GNPC was to set up a special purpose vehicle, which we call the SPLOCO, and they had to take some shares. And in that agreement, they were to be joint operators. That is where the meat is. If you are not an operator and you continue to carry it, but unfortunately that has been taken off in the renegotiated agreement, and that is quite sad for Ghana. I thought that we had lost an opportunity.
So far, with the laws that it has put in place, the systems that have been established to ensure that we run the oil sector more efficiently. We have revenue management law, we have a new EMP law, we set up the Petroleum Commission, we have local content regulation, which are all good and set Ghana apart from many frontier oil nations. But we must be careful not to lock ourselves into lawmaking mode and forget that, you know, the laws are supposed to achieve a certain end. So if you take GNPC's conversation, for example, some of the laws that we are making, whether it's Revenue Management or Petroleum Exploration and Production Act, they all have implication for GNPC. So you may not have a direct new law for GNPC, but they are regulated by all these new laws that are being put in place.
So we'll certainly bring you some more sounds from the Joy Business Town Hall meeting on oil and gas in our subsequent bulletins. Let's still stay within the industry. Ghana Gas Company Limited is set to commence transport first from the Atuabo gas processing plant to the car power ship by October 31 this year. The communications director of the company, Ernest Usubempa, made this known at a press conference over the weekend in Takoradi. According to him, the setting up and laying of pipelines to power the relocated car power ship from Tema to Second D Naval Base is about 98% complete and is currently undergoing tests and commission.
If everything goes on well, as I said, by 31st of October, we'll push our first gas into the car power ship. So basically, that's the main reason why we're here. We're expected to deliver almost about 60 to 80 million cubic feet of gas, or 90 million cubic feet of gas daily. And I mean, that one, if everything goes on well and we are well complete, we can deliver about 450 megawatts or 470 megawatts of electricity for the people of Ghana. So far, like I said, we are almost 98% complete. But the reason why we were expected to push the gas into the car power ship over the weekend, but unfortunately, because we needed to be 100% sure, we needed to do the commissioning and testing of the pipelines to ensure that everything is on point. I'm repeating, everything is on point before we go ahead and then push the gas in there. God being so good, by 31st, gas will be pushed into the gas pipeline, the car power ship, for us to get 470 megawatts. So as and when we receive more gas from, don't forget that we've expanded our facility at the Takoradi Regulatory and Metering Station from 105 to 405 million cubic feet of gas. So, I mean, I'm sure some of you are conversant the fact that if they want more gas, we can flow more gas. But we look at the gauge, because the target is to do 450 megawatts and 470 megawatts. So we are looking at 90 million cubic feet daily, and it can reduce depending on the pressure or how much they need, depending on the circulation and all that. So the engineers will have to time and give us what they have and give us up to speed what they want to see.
All right, so we want to take you over to the Mervyn Ambassador Hotel once again for some more updates on the Joy Business Town Hall meeting on oil and gas.
They can approach them and then they offload. Or they offload, we put it on the stock exchange so that as many Ghanaians as possible can subscribe. So these are some of the policies that we are negotiating, and we should see them in the proposed amendments we are making to the regulations for the industry. Now, as regarding our strategy for value addition, I mean, this is very important because we try to put too much premium on equity participation. But really, where we can maximize value is along the chain, the value chain, particularly during the development of the field. And that is why we have put a program we call the Accelerated Oil and Gas Capacity Program to support the development of the capacity of Ghanaians, both as businesses but also as workers, providing skills to Ghanaians who can work in the industry. And so the AOGC is being implemented at various stages. For example, 7 institutions have been equipped under the Oil and Gas Capacity Building Program, and we have adopted that. What we found missing under that program was certification, international certification, and 2, lecturers, because you have tools in those institutions, but you don't have lecturers to teach them. And so 2 lecturers from each of these institutions are being taken abroad by the Petroleum Commission to train them in welding, for example, advanced stainless welding. 5 students have also been taken to Canada, also for training in these areas by the Petroleum Commission. And we are very confident that we also can achieve certification, international certification, through 3 institutions, including Aberdeen Drilling School, so that we prepare ourselves for the skills that are required by Ghanaians to work in this growing industry. We've lost that opportunity with the Jubilee Field, we've lost it with the TEN and ENI, but we cannot lose it further with future development. We're also working on the Tema shipyard and dry dock, as Honorable Mutawakilu talked about. We're looking for $250 million to reinvest in the shipyard and dry dock facility, because we know that if we have to add value, fabrication is key. If we can't build the fabrications capacity, not just in terms of providing skills and welding skills to our people, but also the infrastructure, then we will not be achieving the objective of value addition. And so we're looking for this money. We're talking to some of the oil companies to invest in that project so that we can build topside models there. We're using the ACA project as a model where 20 to 30% of topside facilities will be fabricated in Ghana. And if we do that with the development of the dry dock, in future we should be able to integrate FPSOs in Ghana, particularly together with Nigeria, because they have assumed some capacity already. They have integrated an FPSO for Total. We think that with their experience, together with ours, we should be able to integrate an FPSO in future in Ghana. So that is the strategy for supporting value addition in Ghana.
And that was a Deputy Minister of Energy, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, sharing his thoughts at the ongoing Joy Business Town Hall meeting on oil and gas. Let's now do other stories. Trainees under the Youth in Afforestation module with the Ghana Forestry Commission say they will soon petition the Finance Minister over unpaid allowances. The development follows earlier reports of similar agitation by beneficiaries in other parts of the country earlier this year. They say management is yet to attend to their grievances.
The angry youth who thronged the premises of Multimedia Group this afternoon lamented what they described as unfair treatment, as they are yet to receive their monies accruing over 8 months. In March this year, members of the same group in the Eastern region demonstrated over the same problem, and in August, the trainees in the Ashanti region over similar concerns. To seek solution to the concerns, the group says it will petition the Finance Minister over the matter. Authorities have failed to resolve the situation. Bismarck Tete spoke for the group.
What Sir John told us some time ago was that he has been to, he's always with the Finance Minister. He has done his utmost best. And now there is nothing coming. So now we have to take our destiny into our own hands and then fight for our money. And he told us that if we are not able to do this, then we, youth in Afforestation, we are cowards. And so we are here this morning sending the signal to them that we are not cowards. That is why we are starting with this new we are going to Finance Ministry.
Although in January 2019, Chief Executive of the Forest assured the trainees payments of their monies, they yet to receive full payments.
Now, customers of gold dealership firm Menzgold are highly expectant to retrieve their locked-up investments from the company. The company last week announced a validation exercise to herald the payment of the locked-up funds. First, my colleague Nancy Emefa-Jadosi interacted with some of the grieved customers.
Waiting to get verified. Let me just speak to one of them. Ma medase. Oh, I say you know wakasabe 1 year ni. Asan kwa samba be shiao. Na brabo mo te saying.
Radio drum. Yeah, enye easy. Enye easy. Eden. Nyame adom ne kan ho. Enye easy baako. Se ukura usika pa na akodi baby. Na won sanka. Ne yenim se na mo an ye gya ne ya. wɔse na nana ado yi ne nsa free na japadeɛ so a yɛnsa bɛka yɛ sika yɛn ne saa yɛte wɔ yɛn te hwee deɛ ɛte yɛ ne so ɔse yɛmfa yɛ papers ɛkyerɛ sɛ yɛka customers no ho mmra na mebɔ mpaeɛ sɛ papers yi a meyɛ de aba yi ɛnni bosome sɛ December na a wɔreka no wɔde yɛ sika bɛma yɛn because ɛden wɔahwɛ deɛ ma yɛ ya hwɛ me ho a mede gya ho me last year ne sɛ nana meteɛ asetena ne nyɛ easy na me kura nya nna nka me ni sɛ Menzgold deɛ drɔ so saa because wofrɛ nipa na ɔmo mba ɛnso na so wa ba wahu ɛden eti yɛsrɛ nana apia yɛsrɛ ne baabi a wɔ bia edi Nyankopɔn di pa ne kyɛw wɔn yɛ mmɔbɔ no mfa yɛ sika no ɛmma yɛn na kɔmɔ ya ma ne nyɛ yɛ frakadam December ma ne nyɛ yɛ frakadam yɛmpɛ ɛna biem because ɛkɔm ɛma ni bere ansa na aboa wɔ bɛka na n'ani abere wɔwɔ ani mmere ya ɔnka wɔ da obi ntɔn wɔ ma wɔwɔ nka wɔ da wɔwɔ ka wɔ na yɛ sɛ yɛatɔn wɔ ma no eti yɛsrɛ no megyina manyene kyɛn no ma bɔ mpa yɛ ama na mmere wɔ dam wɔ Dubai nyame adomɔde na yɛaba fie a yɛsrɛ no wakɔgye sika no ɔmfa yɛ deɛ ma yɛn na kɔm de yɛn wɔwɔ ma
this very calling, I strongly believe that the money are ready. December, for that matter, December should be December. We don't want to hear any Kokwanansi story again. If not, we've been through a lot. If not, what will happen, and nobody should blame anybody for it. This is our money. It's our birthright. We deserve it. We pass through every means to get it back. Nobody can take it away from it. Not even a politician, not even a president. So they should get ready. If they don't want anything, what we want is our money, period. Thank you.
But just tell me briefly, how difficult has life been for you? A year ago and a year now, what has changed?
My sister, it will not be easy. To afford 4 square meal a day, 3 square meal a day, it will not be easy. We are really hungry, as you can see. I've totally deformed. We are really hungry. I have a family. I have 3 kids to take care of. So you can imagine the kind of struggle I'm going through. So what we want is our money. We don't want any plenty talk. We want our money.
And those were some agitating customers of Menzgold who have currently thronged the various locations to begin the validation process to herald the payment of the locked-up funds. Let's now go to Kumasi to get some more updates from Prince Apia, who joins me via Skype. Prince. So what can you tell us today?
What I can report is that here in the Ashanti region, there are 2 places where the validation exercise is ongoing. It is happening at Bremine and then Edum in the metropolis. What has happened this morning is that a number of people have had to troop to the premises of these 2 areas to get their documents, undergo the processes. So as early as 8 a.m., the officials of the offices here in the Ashanti region asked the customers to write down their names, and afterwards they decided to serve them in that regard. But what is special about the happening in the Ashanti region is that the aged were taken care of first before any other person was served. So that was how it happened here in the Ashanti region. But I must say that the customers are very expectant. What they are saying is that for a while now, almost all the time, there have been a number of promises, and all those promises have led into demonstration after demonstration. So for them, for this validation exercise to have started, it is a step in the right direction. They believe that the processes should continue as has started. For them, they want to get their money as soon as possible, and that has been their expectation so far. And I should say that a number of them continue to troop in at the various premises where they are supposed to undergo the validations. But it has been very smooth, I should add, Ima.
All right, now, so do we have any, hope for them, and how soon are these locked-up funds going to be released finally?
speaking to them, for those who had gone through the processes, they are not told when exactly the monies will be handed over to them. What they are told is that they should go through the process, and they are given a certain chit, like a receipt, that indicates that, in fact, this is the amount of money they have in the company, and that they have undergone all the processes, and as a result of that, they are going to be paid when the time is due. But the specific date, it has not been mentioned, it has not been stated. When we spoke to officials there who will not go on record, they told us that the communication that has gotten to them is that the right time for the payment would also be communicated later in the year. Ima.
Now, is the validation process going to take only today, or we're going to have a continuation of the process in due course?
What we are getting is that the validation process is going to continue for a matter of months. And so it is not only today. Subsequently, people can go to the various stations that have been designated for the validation processes to be done. And it's going to last more than a week or two. I'm told a month is what has been stipulated as of now.
All right. Many thanks for that update. Prince Apia joining us via Skype from Kumasi with some updates on the validation process to get customers of the defunct Menzgold paid with their locked-up funds. And on that note, we wrap up this afternoon's edition of The Marketplace. Many thanks for watching. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. We have a good afternoon.